I want to remind everybody, if at any point over the weekend when you decide to try these out, if you forget the steps, you can go onto the Aspen webpage, look under the Regents Review folder to get to the construction website. All right, if you forget any of these. What unit are we in? Oh, thank you. What's the name of the unit? Parallel and perpendicular lines, and that is what we're going to construct today. First, parallel lines. I will always give you a line and a point to draw it parallel through. First thing you need to do, and this is the only new thing I'm going to teach you, draw a transversal through the point and the line. Can go at any angle, does not matter. So take your straight edge right now, line up your point P and your line L, and draw in a transversal. It can go at any angle, does not matter. Make sure your transversal is a decent size, because we're going to have to make some arc marks on it. All right, everyone have a transversal ready to go. What we're going to do now is we're going to do you see you've made a couple different angles, right? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to copy one of those angles up on this ray. That's all we're doing. Copy an angle. The only new thing about this construction was draw the transversal first. Now we're going to copy an angle up to this ray that starts with P. All right, I'll turn it over to you. Anybody remember any of the steps at all about copying an angle? Okay. Put your compass on the vertex of the angle you're going to copy. For me, you can copy the one on the right, you can copy the one on the left, doesn't matter. And you want to make an arc so it intersects. Anybody remember? Both rays of your angle. Yep. And since we're going to copy this angle up on this ray here that starts with P, I take my compass, move it up to endpoint P. And I'm going to make that same arc. So that's where I am right now. I'll leave it up there for a few moments. So you should have two arc marks on your diagram right now. Everybody good? All right, go back down to the angle you're copying. Put your compass points on the 2 points of intersection. No arc marks needed. Anybody remember where I go now? Not back to point P. I do not go back to point P. Where do I go? Okay, I'm going to, what do you mean, here? Yeah. But aren't I copying it up here? Well, you have to. Not on P, but where that arc intersected your ray that you're copying it on. Now, here's the important point. Make sure these two arcs intersect on the same side of the transversal as the angle you're copying. So for me, I don't want it to intersect over here because I'm copying this angle, so I want both angles to be on the same side of the transversal, and you'll see why at the end. So I make that arc so it intersects on the same side of the transversal, and hopefully that point of intersection lines up with point P. I'm hoping. And then now you should be able to draw in your parallel line. You're copying that angle, it looks like, right? So you want to make it intersect on that side. Okay, so this has to be a little longer. Okay, see what I mean? They both have to intersect on the same side of the transversal. Let me know if we need a little one-on-one time here. So reteach it because you weren't here. Draw a transversal through P in the line. Take your compass, put it on the vertex, swing an arc through. That transversal is going to need to be longer up here. Okay, so you did this first, right? Open up your compass that length for me. Okay, go over to P. Just make sure we got the arcs correct. And you made that arc. Good. Open it up from here to here now. Go up to where it intersected. Yep. It's the same. How's it? So you swung this arc right through. Okay, here's the problem. Here's where see, I'm just measuring where you put that arc. Right? So and then I go up here. And it should be, this compass keeps a little opening and closing on you. Huh? Here, let me tighten it. Because I think that's the issue is as you're turning your compass, it's actually opening up, and that's hurting you. There you go, that's pretty tight now. So if it ever loosens up, just let me know. Okay, let's try that now. How's everyone else? Good? We all right? Okay, we're not just going to do this once. We're going to do it one more time on the next one, but I got to make sure we're all good here. Okay, here we go. Compass point. Swing it through both. Go up to P. Okay, make sure, open it up now from here to here, where it intersected. Go up to where it intersected the ray. Swing it, there you go, perfect, right on P. Anybody else here? Anybody? Ready to move on? I got one more parallel line construction for you. Oh, hold on, we got to talk first. Ooh, we talk, because what class are we in? Yeah, you're darn right. Better put some symbols on here that say they're parallel. What symbols do we use to say they're parallel? Arrows, and that's not because we're in honors. I would expect that at any geometry class. Here's what I'm going to ask you right now. Why did this all, how am I guaranteed to know that these are actually parallel? Other than I just showed you a bunch of steps and said do them. Why are these parallel? What do you got, Maggie? Aren't these angles congruent? And what type of angles are they? Put the two together, you have parallel lines. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. We're still going to do parallel lines on the next one. Ooh, hey, construct a quadrilateral. How many sides in a quadrilateral? 4 sides. All right. So we're going to construct a 4-sided figure, but one pair of parallel sides has to have one pair of parallel sides and a pair of sides that have A and B as their length. Okay, so those parallel sides could have lengths A and B, could be the other sides. All right, but here's what I need. I need a 4-sided figure where one pair is parallel, could be A and B, could be A, length A and B. That's what I'm looking for here. All right, first thing I need, though, is a pair of parallel lines to start this off. So what do you need to be given to construct parallel lines? Well, we might want to look back at what I gave you on the last one. I need a line segment, so go ahead. Take your straight edge and make a line segment, and you need a what? A point off the line. So I'm going to see if you guys can remember the steps here to make these parallel lines on your own. Draw your transversal through. Draw your transversal through. Take your compass. Swing an arc through one of the angles, either on the right or to the left. Transfer it up to your point. Make sure it intersects the ray. Then measure, remember this last step here, measure with your compass the distance between the 2 points of intersection. And then here's the big part, go up to where it intersected and draw it through. You're making congruent corresponding angles. And then when you're ready, draw in your parallel line. Put your compass points on the intersections. Bring it up to where your arc intersected. So now you're probably going to have to make this one longer because when you make this arc, the two aren't going to intersect, but you can do that after. That's fine. But all right. And make sure they intersect on the same side of the transversal here. Okay. Good, guys. Good. Better. People are getting better at this, which is good. Okay, and some of you guys are noticing what's coming up next, which is good. What do I know about my lines right now? They're parallel, and that was the first condition. You had to have one set of parallel lines, which I do. Now, what's my other condition? 2 of the sides in this quadrilateral have to be lengths A and B. I think it's going to be the easiest just to do them on the parallel lines. All right, how do I copy a line segment again? So let me copy A. So I'll copy A. So I'll open up my compass the length of A. And does it really matter where I could put it here and copy it here? I could go up here, copy it here. I could go on the other side because these are still parallel and copy it on the left side. It's up to you where you want to copy it. Okay, it's up to you. Oh, and there goes my compass. Let's try that again. Let's see, where should I copy mine? Anybody want to tell me where to copy mine? Okay, on the top line, to the left or right of my transversal? Okay, you got it. Get away from the construction marks, right? I'll go green. There you go. So that has length A. And then let's go and do length B. Now make sure A and B are both copied on the same side of the transversal. You don't want to go on opposite sides. And then I'll go copy B. You said it's had 4 sides, though. I see length A, I see length B. I see maybe a 3rd side right here on the transversal part. How do I get the 4th side? How do I get my 4th side up here? Connect my arc marks here. Okay. Doesn't look that pretty, but hey, does it have 4 sides? Are 2 of the sides parallel? And are 2 of the sides A and B? That's all I needed. That beaut. 4-sided figure. Anybody know what we just constructed, by the way? Actually has a name. No, nope. Only 1 pair of parallel sides. Trapezoid. A whole unit dedicated to quadrilaterals coming up later right before the midterm. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Parallel lines look good. Now we got to talk perpendicular, and I'm pretty positive that I've done this with you already. We've done this construction in Unit 1. Okay, it's just review then. Perfect. So I want well, first of all, I need to go to you guys. Perpendicular. What do you know about 2 lines if they're perpendicular to each other? 20? Correct. What's happening when 2 lines are perpendicular? They form right angles. So we should know right here, hey, if my line starts looking like this at the end, I might have did something wrong. Okay, it should start looking like it forms a right 90-degree angle. All right, if we've did this before, anybody want to catch me up? Where do I put my compass point? On P, on the point I'm drawing it through. Yep. And anybody remember what we need to try to happen here? Or have to have happen? Intersect twice. So you need to play around with the opening of your compass. Maybe some of you may need to extend line L so that it intersects it twice, your arc mark. And I always ask after this step, you open it up slightly wider than what it is right now. And there's a reason. Open it up slightly wider than it is right now. And now where do I go with my compass? Both points of intersection. And you can either make one that intersects above or below the line, doesn't matter. 2 that intersect above and below the line. These last 2 should be the same opening of your compass. These last 2 should be the same opening on your compass. And hopefully it lines up directly above or below P. Your construction is naked right now. I have no idea that this is a perpendicular line until add a box. Add a box. There you go. Questions? Last thing, now the point's on the line. And if you remember from Unit 1 or not, it does not change a darn thing. It's the same construction we did here, which is place your compass point on the line. How many intersection points do I need? 2. You just got to make a decision right now. You either go above or below. It's up to you. Open up your compass a little wider. Go to each point of intersection now on the line and draw your 2 arcs. But remember, those 2 arcs have the same compass opening. The last 2 arcs. Any questions from you guys? I just want to bring your attention because you are going to start the homework right now. I just want to bring